What is up, YouTube? It's Taylor here, and I'm here to share with you more information about how credit cards work. So this is going to be an introduction about fees, about how credit cards make money, and most importantly, how to make credit cards work best for you. So with that, I wanted to say thank you for supporting me on this channel. Thank you for subscribing, for commenting, for liking, all of those wonderful things. I appreciate it so much. So with that, I'm jumping in here. Please let me know what type of credit cards that you have right now in your wallet. I'm always curious to hear about what other people have and how they use their credit cards to their advantage. So basically, taking a look at what credit cards are, right? So credit cards are basically a short-term loan that you are promising to pay back over whatever period of time. A lot of credit card companies base that limit that you get on a monthly basis based on your credit worthiness. So your credit worthiness is basically how much they trust you, like how long you've had credit, how much credit you have, and essentially how many accounts you have, and a few other different factors that go into your credit score. But more on that on another video. So basically you're going to base that off of your ability to pay that back. So credit card companies are not stupid at all. They also obviously set that credit limit. So this is going to be your amount that you are restricted to borrow every single month. You also can realize that a lot of people that are in credit card debt right now has basically snowballed, right? So you start out, you maybe have a low credit limit, maybe it's $1,000, and then all of a sudden you spend $500 on one month, and then you say that you'll pay it off the next month, but then you don't actually do that, and then you spend more, and then now all of a sudden you're at $999 out of your $1,000 credit limit. And that's really when things start to pile up. So of course, with this short-term loan, every single month within the billing cycle, you are being charged interest on what you didn't pay from the previous cycle. Okay, so that is exactly when you start to borrow for longer than that billing cycle. So you are going to be paying back, of course, more than what you borrowed, which is the number one pitfall of what credit cards do and make people fall into this trap. Now, I'm not saying credit card companies make you do that by any means, but they make it very easy for you to do that. And on previous videos that I talked about my own personal journey through credit card debt, that is exactly what happened to me. The number one thing that I find that, makes people be in credit card debt is literally just saying like, oh yeah, I'm going to pay it off later. I'm going to pay the full balance off next month. I'm going to pay X amount of dollars towards it, and then either they do and then they spend more than that, or they don't do that and continue to spend. So that is a really, really big thing to understand, is that it is just a short-term loan. And credit card companies obviously realize the power that they have and the ability to take advantage of that, because they're obviously making lots of money every single time you swipe your card. And we'll get into that in a little bit here as well. So there's some common promotions that credit card companies put out there to get people to spend money on credit cards. That wouldn't be, that would include the interest-free periods, right? So you can have 12 months of interest-free, you can have 24 months of interest-free, whatever it would be. That's a psychological trick, of course, when you know that something isn't going to cost you that much money, or you're not going to have to pay into interest, whatever that might be. They're trying to trick you into opening up the card and spending money. Now, this can be a very powerful thing, and I've talked about this before as well, is if you're able to use your own self-control and your self-discipline to make that work to your advantage, then obviously it can be an incredible tool for you to not only build wealth, but to get great things, and obviously material things, without having to pay any additional interest for them. Some other promos that they have out there would be like earning miles. So you can earn a free vacation, a free flight. You can earn cash back, which of course is literally just money being put back into your account, either through an actual deposit, or you can also get gift cards and different things like that. And then you can also use points, right? You can earn points and use points for different things. And the last thing here as well is that they can offer some awesome balance transfer promotions. So basically, a balance transfer is when you have a credit card, let's say you have that $1,000 limit on that account, you've maxed that out. That either that card company or another card company would come to you and say, hey, you can transfer that amount for 0% interest for the next 12 months. You're like, sweet, that's free interest. Great. So you move that $1,000 and you essentially open up another credit card with another account or with the same account, and it's just a separate account. But you open that up and now you have 2 credit cards. So the new balance is now under the 0% APR. Now I warn you with this because credit card companies are also great at adding in additional fees. So even though you might be saving that interest on a monthly basis, you might have a 3 or 5% balance transfer promo dollar amount fee that you have to pay that you maybe weren't aware of. So now you have the balance transferred over to one, but a common pitfall on this, and I will warn you with this as well, is that now that you have this other $1,000 free and open, it is now used and potentially maxed out again. So that's really what you are looking at, is you're trading off that opportunity for saving on the interest, quote unquote, saving on interest. But now you have this credit card that's open and ready to go, and you're like, oh, I might as well just use it. So that can really get you into some deep credit card debt. So that is just kind of a quick overview on that. Another point that I wanted to make about credit cards is that there's 2 types of credit cards that you can get. You can get a secured credit card, or you can get an unsecured credit card. And secured is obviously a better way to get started with credit cards. A secured card is actually when you put down a deposit into that account so that you can basically have more skin in the game. Now, most of the time you're using an unsecured credit card, which means that you can open it through Target, through Kohl's, through whatever, merchant that you want, whatever place that you like. They can offer those to you, of course, for little to no cost other than what you pay in interest and different things like that. So that would be something to be aware of, that there are different types of credit cards that you can open, and also that they have annual fees. There's a lot of credit card companies out there that have annual fees that you have to pay for, whether it's $95, $199, whatever dollar amount that you have, beware of those as well. Sometimes those fine print details can be hard to catch, but I really encourage you to read through everything very, very thoroughly before you're making a decision about what credit card to either open or what card to use the most. So that would be something that I wanted to mention as well. The last thing that I wanted to point out and to talk about during this video is, how do credit card companies actually make money? So we know that you and I make money every time we, either earn $1 or whatever we get paid. The credit card companies get paid every time you swipe that card. Whether you're paying 0% interest and you think you're not paying anything, that dollar amount is actually paid for by your merchant. So if you're shopping at a grocery store and you use your Chase card, that basically they're paying that fee to not only the issuer but also the network. So the issuer is basically that specific card. So you're basically borrowing from that entity. So whether it's Chase or a specific Target card, whatever that specific card is, that would be considered the issuer. You also have issuers that are belonging to a larger group, which is called the network. So that would be like Visa, MasterCard, etc. This is the company that actually processes that transaction. So they're checking with the correct issuer, they're checking with the right accounts to make sure it's the right person and the right path, basically. So anytime that you use your card, that dollar is paid to the issuer and then to the network and then to your merchant's bank, which happens to be the grocery store in this example. So the cool part about all this is that credit cards work super quickly. So just the same as you buying something on Amazon or whatever, it shows up very quickly. It's the same thing. They have really streamlined all of these processes to be able to make it super, super simple for you to use cards. So it's really fun because once you really understand how this works, you can actually use a credit card to your advantage to maximize your benefits without spending any money or spending very little money. So I encourage you to be on the lookout for the best cards with the best promos, and essentially you just need to flex your own muscles a little bit more on your self-discipline to be able to use them to your advantage. So if you're able to pay off that balance before the billing cycle ends and you don't get charged that interest, if you're able to use those dollars smartly to earn cash back or to earn a free trip, there's a lot of really cool things that you can do with credit cards, because they exist to entice us to spend more money with them, right? So whether it's through Discover or Chase or Capital One or whatever, they're all trying to get your business because they make money when you spend money. And so when you are able to flex that muscle of yourself, of knowing what it is that you're doing with your credit cards, you can go through life a lot smoother in the financial world. So that is really what I wanted to share with you, is a very, very brief overview of how credit cards work, how to get them to work in your advantage. And of course, I have personally quite a few different credit cards and I use them to my advantage, and I am learning to be smarter with my money every single day. So please comment down below your favorite card that you use, and I'm looking forward to sharing more tips with you very soon, and hope you have a great day.